Hello everybody, it is Jacob here again. So for those of you who don't know, I was given a Master Sword this time about a year ago. If you don't know, somebody donated it to me on stream. I made a video about it. The cops were called. It was a pretty bad situation, but I lucked out. I got very lucky, but I'll leave a link to that in the description. But so I was toying with the idea. This was a long time ago, back in May. As soon as I came home from UGA, I was toying with the idea of making a pedestal for my Master Sword, because obviously, whenever you get the Master Sword in The Legend of Zelda, where do you always get it from? A stone pedestal. So I was toying around with some ideas, and I started with this idea of making it out of metal. Not a solid block of metal, because that would weigh so much, but making like kind of more of like a sheath around a cement one, out of metal, but I figured that would be a little too hard, but I didn't give the idea up. I still haven't really given up that idea 100%. I kind of set it down for a while, metal melting entirely, and picked it back up in October, but I still realized that this project would be incredibly difficult to do. So I just decided that I was gonna make it out of concrete instead, and so that's exactly what I did. And why don't I grab it really quick, or try to grab it at that. Try to lift it up. Oh my god. Okay, yeah. So here it is. So it weighs 72.8 pounds. I mean, it's not like incredibly difficult to carry, but putting it up this high is not the easiest thing. But yeah. So there it is. There's the finished product. There's a little. I need to sit down. Oh god. Hey, now I got something to stand on. But yeah, so the finished product weighs 72.8 pounds, which is incredibly heavy. When I made this thing, I was expecting it to weigh, I guess it's like 20 to 30 pounds. I have no idea what I was thinking. Yeah, it's heavy. It's very heavy. This thing is not going anywhere, but I kind of want to show you guys the process that I went by making it. It wasn't that complicated. Because, you know, it's concrete, but this was my first time ever really working a lot with concrete, and so I kind of want to, you know, I like this whole DIY thing, you know, with the Metal Mario amiibo. I kind of like this trend. I like making things, and so I like showing how I make these things for the people that care to see how I make these things. But let me show you guys really quickly how I made this. I'm here on the ground, where I was standing in a different outfit. Anyways, so we got some materials. I went to Home Depot yesterday because we need something to actually like pour the cement into, because you can't just pour it in. And it needs to be non-porous because we don't want the water in the cement when we mix it getting in, and it just could cause problems. So we need something non-porous, something that can hold in water. So my first thought was plastic. I thought about maybe making it out of wood and then using like a plastic lining, and then I thought, well, that wouldn't really work well, and then I could go and say, well, you know, maybe I could like use wood and have some sort of spray paint or something that would be, seal it somehow. And then I was like, well, why go through all that trouble? I can just buy some plastic sheets. I managed to find some thin acrylic sheet. This on its own probably is not strong enough to hold like back 20 pounds of cement, if not more. So that being said, we're gonna have to reinforce this, not with much. We're just gonna hot glue the outside and then use duct tape. What we're gonna do here is you can cut this with just a regular knife, and then you just gotta do it quite a few times, and you can snap it off. But let's get cutting. We've finished cutting out all of our plastic pieces, but what we're gonna do now is I got my hot glue gun, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go and we're gonna glue all the sides together, basically form the shape. And then once we do that, we will then take this other sheet and we will cut out the top, so we'll cut out the top that's gonna rest, you know, obviously on the top. and then we'll cut out our Triforce piece, as well as we'll cut out the pieces for the blade. So let's get gluing. Alright guys, so we're in my garage now. I have all the stuff on the floor. I have an 80-pound bag of cement. I went and I filled, obviously here's the thing, I filled this up with water and I put in like 15 liters, and after doing the calculations I figured that 60 pounds probably wasn't going to be enough. So I'm going to use this whole 80-pound bag of cement. If we have excess, we have excess. I will find somewhere to put it. I'm not really sure where. I'll figure that part out after it becomes a problem. So I'm gonna go mix this up in this bucket that I have here. Really hoping that that bucket's enough, but if it's not, I have a bigger bin up there. This takes quite a long time to set and cure. Hopefully by tomorrow it's cured enough. So let's get mixing. Alright guys, so it has been 24 hours since we poured the cement, and yeah, it's a rock. I'm going to unclamp it and then try to figure out a way to remove it. Not exactly sure I'm going to do that, but we'll figure that out as we go. Alright, so that, as you can tell, the process of making it really wasn't that complicated. It was mainly just waiting for it to cure. I mean, it was probably about a day's worth of work to plan it out and everything. The cutouts that I had were from, the project that I was doing before, so I already had the dimensions that I wanted to make it, and so I didn't really have to figure out that part. But really quick, before I get into anything else, why don't I show you guys up close how this thing looks. I think it looks pretty decent. Could use some work, but I think it turned out pretty good. yeah, so I think it turned out pretty decent. You know, it's not perfect. There's some chipping on there, but you know, I think it turned out well. But something that I want to say before I close out this video is, you know, this was by no means, you know, the most difficult project to do, and you know, I had some of the planning done from way before, back in May, you know, with the dimensioning and everything like that. But I think it's important to say, you know, with stuff like this, when it comes to making something by hand or any sort of skill or craft, creative medium, you know, no matter what you're doing, whether it's online, physical, however it may be, I want you guys to know it's okay to mess up. You know, with the case of this, you know, it didn't turn out perfect. It could have been better. You know, I know what I could have done better. And that's the important thing, is when you make something you're proud of. You know, I'm proud of this. You know, it was my first time working with concrete, and, you know, not that concrete is that hard to work with, but, you know, it still was a first. And, you know, I did have some mishaps. I messed up on a couple things, and I've taken that and I've turned it into a positive by saying, you know what, next time I try to do something like this, well, I can do it better. Because I've taken that little bit of skill that I had and I built it up just a little bit more, so the next time I'm just that much better at it. And that's the important thing, especially when you're doing something that professionals do for, you know, a livelihood that they do all day, every day. You know, that's their job. You know, they spend years learning how to do certain things. In the case of metal melting, you know, the metal Marios I made, they were by no means perfect, but they were a result that I was happy with. And I still know things that I could do better to make them, because I've taken the time and I've learned, and, you know, even from messing up on a few things, I've been able to take that and turn it into a positive for what I can do better next time. So the takeaway from this is, don't be afraid to mess up. Don't be afraid to make a mistake, because those, especially when you're learning a craft, when you're learning a skill, that's the best way to learn, is by messing up and sitting down and thinking to yourself, how can I fix this? And then taking those how can I fix this moments and turning them into new ideas and, you know, other more unique ways to make a new product, something that you can even be more proud of as an end result. So don't forget that. Don't get discouraged when you mess up. If you make something that you're not 100% proud of, if it wasn't exactly what you envisioned, be happy with what you made, but take your wrongdoings and make a lesson out of it. That's the important part. So that's the takeaway from this video. I thought that was important to share, because that's something that I've really learned for myself over these last few months, trying to do all these new skills that I don't have any experience with. Yeah, that's pretty much all. So I guess I can pick it up really quick again. Oh, let's do that. All right, we'll have our pedestal in the shot. All right, so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I have a lot more ideas for this in the future. This is just the first one. We'll see what I can come up with. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, whatever. Ring the bell, ding ding ding. Whatever suits you. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I love you very much, and I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye. This is why you shouldn't try to hoist 70-pound blocks of concrete over your shoulders, because when you try to put it on the ground, you'll chip the corners. So another lesson is don't overdo your physical boundaries.